Welcome to Anime Bullshit. This is...
Welcome to Anime Bullshit.
That's the new name of the show.
Hi, and welcome to this week's episode of RWBY Review. In case you've never seen the show before, it'd be a weird time to start, but I'm Andrew.
Scott.
Bill.
And today we're talking about episode 10 of RWBY, named Stealing from the Elderly.
Oh, nice.
And what an episode that was.
So, the first thing that this episode does is they set us up for its heist time, and they immediately botch their heist. And, like, I'm like, guys, this is not a great plan. Like, your timing's way too quick.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that was...
Should have waited until they got out of range more. I get it. They were trying to cut down the signal so that then it could come back and pick up the rest of the group.
Yeah,
well,
but...
flying outside for 30 seconds and then flying back in, really not a good idea. Maybe 5, you know.
5 seconds?
Yeah, 35 seconds.
Oh, 35 seconds.
Yeah,
okay, yeah. That's better.
Yeah.
Yeah, or, like, you know, maybe even saying, you have an hour to, like, once we get out of range, we will then, in an hour, we will circle back in.
Because what's an hour at this point?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you think they could have landed somewhere else, too, and then they could have picked them up further down the coastline or something.
I'm just saying, it didn't take long for the mech to walk there, so...
Yeah.
They really weren't that far. What if somebody just saw the ship?
Yeah, visual
just
cues coming back in, but, you know.
I mean, they're kids, I guess, just that. And Crow's not very helpful.
What was me, Crow?
Yeah, no, my first note there is, when are we getting Crow's redemption arc? Because I get that it's part of his, like, downfall plot. I get it. It's starting to get real annoying.
Yeah.
Like, redemption's the wrong word, because it's not like he's fallen to the...
That's true. It's not
like
really...
He's just gotten depressed.
Yeah.
And I think it's important to realize, even though it's one of the downsides to having these short spurts of episodes, as opposed to, like, a full-length episode, and watching it week to week, is that in time for the characters, it has not been that long since Crow had his entire worldview crushed.
Yes.
Yeah.
For us, it's been...
For us, it's been a while, and so we're just like
a week.
Come on.
At the most. Because they only spent a few days off the train, and then another...
Yeah, and I guess also, once this eventually gets to, say, Blu-ray or DVD, whatever, you can watch these back-to-back, and then that won't be so bad.
Mm-hmm.
So, I guess there's that.
My primary note here is more anime bullshit. This time, each letter taking up 3 lines.
Oh, he went to 3. He went to 3.
Because, man, this episode felt like they were like, hey, what if all of a sudden that we pretend the tone of the entire show was like the food fight from season 2.
Which one at least had a good reason for, was to show how much their animation improved from season 1 into 2.
Yeah.
This is episode 10?
Yeah.
They don't need to show that off now.
And it's not the tone that... These last few episodes have a lot that are not within the tone of the show they made.
I have a feeling somewhere in there they felt like they needed a lighthearted several episodes because it's going to get real dark, and I get it if that's the case. The
answer to that is a lighthearted episode.
Not several, exactly, yeah. And it's starting to...
Because the twins are super out of place. The leader of the base is super out of place.
Yeah. Again, I know it's the...
I can forgive the twins. The leader, the commander there.
One or the other. Pick one.
Yeah. I really hate freaking Grandma McOldface's cashew thing. I think it's the stupidest thing.
Yeah, and the only reason it's in there is to counteract the other one.
Yeah.
Otherwise, she was fine the first few... She was one of the more interesting characters at the beginning of the season. Now it's like, okay, now you're just nuts.
You know how we were talking about how she was coming up there as one of my favorites? She is like dropping down. I got your joke. I just ignored it.
Funny. Okay.
I mean, it was better than the shows.
That's the 7P not caring.
Yeah, I expected a nut joke in there. And I think they missed an opportunity with their bad joke. Like, I don't know. It's not great.
It was a weak episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, because also, like, again, like we said, their plan's not good. Because if you're going to steal a ship like that, why not then just fly outside? The range on the communication tower obviously isn't that big.
Yeah.
Just fly out of it and pick everyone up.
Yeah, they only flew 5 minutes outside for the radar for the thing to lose signal.
Yeah.
And then they only caught them back when they came in.
Yeah, because
they can't meet up 20 minutes down the coastline and pick them up on the coast?
or give me some technobabble reason why it loses signal. Like, give me along the coast there are several radar points, but they don't extend into the ocean, so we need to fly into the... But give me that information.
Yeah.
Don't just, like, be like, well, whoops. Or, like, even just show, like, time pass a little. Like, change... Maybe it starts... The sun starts to set a little bit.
Yep.
And all of a sudden, I'm completely on board, because it's just like, okay, they waited... Even though they didn't state it, they waited a set amount of time.
Yeah.
Came back, and then it was like, oh, no...
Yeah, it seemed like too short a time for it. And then we get to the tower, and we find out what's going on. And we're like, yes, this is great. And the whole thing happens, and we're all ready for something, and then it cuts to the end of the show. It's like, you built up all that stuff to get to the good point, then the show stops.
That was a short episode. That one was about 13 minutes.
Yeah.
And that's including trailer time, isn't it?
That's their little trailers.
And
so
I'm going to be honest, too. Like, that ending did not even get me super like, hey, I'm excited to see what happened, because I feel like we're done with Adam's story.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like he...
I just wanted to put him down permanently, if that's what this is.
Yeah, because, again, at the end of the last season,
no,
when
we need
they all surrounded Adam, Adam still tried to attack Blake, and Blake just, like, took him out like he was a chump.
Yeah, well, that was because he was super overconfident and everything. Now he's back on his own again, and he's had to be on his own, so he's a little more on edge and probably a little more,
Well, now he's where he wanted to be. He wanted to be in charge.
Well, he's still in charge of nothing now, because he killed everyone, so...
Well,
he killed every white family member that was at that building. They're all dead.
Yeah. Well, he's got maybe his followers.
What followers? They all turned on him.
Got captured.
That's true. I forgot about that.
He's lost everybody. That's the thing. And they're not going to respect him anymore.
That's
a
strong point. He's a better solo player.
He is a better solo player. He was never meant to lead.
To use him in this capacity, though, I feel like you need to have more space between... Like, he needs to not come back till next season. Would have been the appropriate time to be like, hey, he went away and... kind of refocus himself, and now he's more deadly a threat than ever.
I would either like that, or I would like... Oh my god, I'm blanking on the guy's name. The big guy who works for Salem? Hazel. I would either like that to happen, or I would like him and Hazel to swap sides. Both of them. I would like Adam to join Salem, and Hazel to grow more of a conscience, and say, you know what, this isn't right, and leave. That would make his position stronger.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
We all see Hazel probably eventually turning.
I think so too.
I don't think he's going to completely turn.
No,
I think he's going to go neutral.
Leave the whole...
He's going to be crucial when they end up assaulting Salem's tower.
Yeah.
He's going to be crucial to allowing them to progress.
He's going to be that guy who turns a blind eye to let them go through and say, "Oh, they don't know what happened. They got through somehow," and then at the end,
or they're going to have to fight him, but like at the end of the fight, he's going to essentially do like you have bested me earlier than they would have.
Yeah. But the only reason Adam's there right now is to mend the rift between Yang and Blake. That's what next episode's going to be. It's going to be get that over with so they can stop doing the annoying little talking back and forth, and they'll just be back to the way they were.
Yeah.
That's the only reason he's here right now.
Yeah, but I feel like that's a weak, cheap writing technique to do it, because it would be much better to have them actually hash it out in person, talk about it, and then have Adam show up and try and exploit that, and not have that weakness be there anymore. That's a much stronger plot.
For him to just come out of nowhere and find her at the tower while she just happens to be by herself, unless he's been tailing her this whole time.
He's either been tailing her, or he has been working with...
Which she did see a flash of him on the train, which was, and nobody, and then nothing for a while. So he could have been tailing them this whole time.
I have a feeling that that's what the trailer alludes to.
Yeah.
That flash on the train.
Yes, he's been tailing them this whole time since they left.
But again, that feels so, like, to make that so literal feels weak to me, because it was supposed to be something that's like Yang's PTSD.
Yeah.
And it's like she has still dealing with the fact, in the grand scheme of things, it wasn't that long ago that she had two arms and one was not robotic.
Yeah.
And she's getting better about that, but she's still...
And that's what this episode's going to be. It's about her finally facing him again, and then the handshake will go away after this.
Yeah, probably.
They just, that way they won't have to talk about it anymore. It's a hand wave.
Yeah.
Robotic hand wave.
Yep. I like that. That's good.
Because that way they can just stop having to use up time for other stuff for that. All these little things where they've had to take time to stop, and how many times have they discussed this issue now?
Yeah.
With this, and how many moments has this taken up? And these shows are only 12 to 15 minutes.
Well, I think what the biggest problem is storytelling wise, they're writing as if they're progressing past these episode lengths, but they are still releasing episodes this. Like I said, I would not be surprised if there's some serious thought being put into how these will eventually be put together as
one cohesive,
or even not necessarily one cohesive thing, but even like overseas as actual episodes.
But for right now, it's.
I mean, I know they got major billboards going up in like Tokyo and stuff right now for RWBY. It's becoming a huge thing, especially over there.
Yeah.
And I mean that's great, and I think it should be. I think overall it is very good.
And honestly, if I was to introduce someone to the series now and they're willing to read subtitles, I would tell them to watch the first 3 seasons condensed as a single anime season, dubbed in Japanese. Like I think it is a better way to consume those seasons. Like you miss out some cool stuff in season 3, but like you miss out a lot of the bad stuff in season 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? I wasn't even as mad at some of the stuff in 1 and 2 as I have been on some of these episodes lately. I just have been whelmed.
Yeah. Why is nobody ever just whelmed?
I was.
Just whelmed.
Yeah.
Which is mad. It's sad because I'm usually the one that enjoys this show, and I've been like, that was the whole thing we built this up for, and I've been like,
it's weird because like, Scott, you're disappointed because they're like spending a bit too much time on like certain things that would normally be stuff I would be excited to see, but it's surrounded by so much anime bullshit that I'm just like. A cool way to waste your moments.
Pick one. Go full out, but you can't do little nods of everything, because when you throw little nods of everything in, you get nothing.
I can't believe I'm about to say this. At least season 4 was totally consistent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's that. I do have to say, so one of the things that RWBY has been pretty consistent about every season is their animation every season gets better, and I think their animation throughout almost every episode also gets better. Not by a long shot when it's within a season, but I think there are bits and pieces that they do very well in each episode.
Well,
in this one, it's Adam.
They distinguish something individually in each episode.
Adam looks amazing in this.
Yeah, the mech
episode.
didn't. So it had
the mech did not. No.
Can we talk about that mech for a second?
No, we can after Adam.
Blindfold? Really?
The blindfold I'm not super thrilled about, but the hair looks very good. I think
that's fine.
The clothing looks a lot more
put a fucking eye slit in the mask. That's all I want. I just put some eye slits. I don't care if you can barely see through the thing.
I think but no, overall, again, I agree with you.
Looks like you ripped off your robe belt and tied it around your eyes. I mean, it doesn't look good.
Or he watched, never mind.
Alright, do we think the reveal, because we haven't seen Adam's eyes, right?
Something is up with his eyes where he doesn't have them.
Or he has silver eyes. Like,
it's gonna be one of those.
Please don't be a silver eye.
No,
because that's gonna start taking away from too many. Everybody's silver eyed.
Yeah, it's gonna be the Star Wars problem when all of a sudden everyone's a Jedi.
Yeah. No, if anybody else currently is that we have a theory, it's gonna be Mercury, which we've discussed.
Because.
But yeah, no.
Previous episodes.
Yeah. No, but his clothing was better. The fighting was very well done. I liked Blake's use of her semblance to like hop between the levels of the tower. Did you catch that?
No.
Where she would hop off the edge and then use her semblance to throw herself back on the new ledge, and her clone would then vanish off to the side. Yeah,
did not see that.
It was very good. I liked it. It was subtle, but it was good. She used a lot of her semblance in that fight scene, and I liked that. I picked up on it.
And her semblance is very subtle if you don't catch it on certain things. Like half the first few seasons, you barely even notice when she does use it.
Yeah.
So it
looks like anime. It looks like anime.
It looks like an anime blur.
Yeah. But like, I get her semblance very well.
Yeah.
It's one of the ones that anytime I've shown the show to somebody, they can pinpoint everything else. Nobody can ever pinpoint hers.
Unless she's using magic bullets or dust bullets.
Yeah.
Because then
they change
left behind.
Yeah. But if she's just using it, it's very subtle, and I like her use of it. I think it's very good, especially in this case.
I would like to see some more semblances and other abilities and stuff that we've seen in every other season be used at this point, other than all the talking. There's a lot of talking this season. A lot of talking.
Again, and I don't have a problem with
talking.
A lot
is
of talking.
fine, but it's an action anime show.
It's true.
Yeah, but I don't even have a problem in that context. But the problem is that they're so inconsistent. Like, if the talking was all the quality of, like, our initial, like, story bits we got from this, like, finding out the backstory of Oz and even their reaction to it.
Yeah.
Like, that was all, like, good, meaty stuff.
Right.
But the problem with that RWBY has a lot is that its pacing is so like elastic and accordion in the way it goes, where like they will like slow down and have like spend a lot of time in a little area, and then they'll expand out and try and move super fast, and it's super jarring.
Yeah.
So I have a theory about why the show actually falls in that way. It's something I recently learned watching RWBY Rewind, which I, thanks to some of our regular commenters, I've actually started watching after we watch, because obviously I don't want to watch it ahead of time.
No spoilers.
Exactly. I didn't realize quite the breakdown of the structure of how the show gets made, and I have a better understanding of that now. And they have 2 lead writers, and one of them is the voice of Jean. And I'm going to be honest, I learned most of this today, so I have not looked into the rest of this. This is just a working theory that literally just came to my head 2 seconds ago. But I was thinking about some of the things that he said in one of the more recent RWBY Rewinds when he was a guest. And they kind of trade off parts and episodes on who takes the lead on them. And then they edit each other a little bit and play off of it, but they don't have, even in a single episode, one person who's in charge the entire time.
I mean, that a lot of the time that's how writing rooms work.
But that's the thing, it's 2 people, and what I'm picking up on
You think that they don't do that much to touch each other's content.
Exactly. I think what happens is one of them I think they have a preference. I think one of them prefers this style, this slower paced, more detail oriented, whatever, which is fine.
Yep.
And the other prefers a little more fast paced, and then like some quick action, and then some more intense stuff and suspense, which also is fine.
Yeah.
But when you kind of mix the two, just like inserting when you feel like it feels wrong.
Yeah.
It's just not, it doesn't flow well.
And again, just the episode lengths are not long enough to accommodate for that.
Yeah,
because
if
like
it was longer, then yeah.
If you had a standard like 22-minute episode,
yeah,
you can accordion like that within the episode and have that be the tone you're going for.
Yeah. Which would be fine.
But because
like
of it, it seems like, to talk about it in like a little musical term, it feels like we often stop, like not even in the middle of a measure, but in the middle of like a held note.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh, we haven't finished the musical phrase. It doesn't feel like the end of an episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, as we said in the beginning of the season...
Like, for example...
They all pretty much felt like an ending. They finished that.
Yes.
And then the next time it still felt complete. And it felt good and comfortable. And even though some of it was very heavy and very intense, it still felt right.
Yeah. I think it's been that way since episode 6. Up until episode 6, there was at least some story progression going forward, and then we got stuck here. Once we get stuck in a town, this is what seems to happen. When we get stuck in a place, this is where it just stalls out.
Yeah.
So I haven't.
Well, and I get it. They want to explore these places they've created. They want to show off some of the stuff, and I agree they should.
Then have something happen there that needs to have it show off, that kind of thing.
Well, but then you run into the side quest problem, where everywhere they go, there's a million side quests they got to do.
Yeah,
they can never get anything done.
But the problem is, because I don't think that all progression needs to be plot progression. Those side quests are character development.
Yes.
And that's something that RWBY tends to push to the side.
Yeah.
And because of that, it feels like, for example, the whole like RWBY is now like super like in control of things and stuff like that. It feels like they were building to that, but the point she's at now doesn't feel quite earned yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It feels like they just went, well, at this point in the story, we need her to be at this point, so she is.
Yeah.
Well, I
mean, yeah, they followed RWBY a lot ever since even the end of season 3, when all the teams were following RWBY's lead at that point, just because she was the one, again, one being and Nevermore, the sword that wasn't hers.
Yeah.
She's just has taken that control, but people are also supposed to be naturally drawn to her as a Silver-Eyed Warrior. That's supposed to be her thing. But these are also her friends from the academy. They trust her.
Yeah. But so,
she's always been the one giving them notes, like, when Jean was doubting himself, it's like, nope, you can't doubt yourself anymore. You're in charge.
Yeah, but especially in this episode, it struck me as just serious RWBY without the wackiness. It just felt too far a progression of the character without giving us the steps in between.
Right. Well,
even her stuff with the I'm bad with names. What were the monsters underneath the house and like that whole thing?
The apathy.
The apathies. Even with her like handle of that and being mad at Crow because of his drinking and stuff.
Yeah.
We didn't have enough time to let that development breathe.
Yeah.
To get to really feel like her telling Crow off was earned.
You know what? I disagree only slightly because I don't feel like she's actually told him off yet.
I think we need an episode.
And that's the
for
thing.
each
I think
thing.
she's going to explode at him at some point. That's the point that you're looking for. And I think that they...
I don't think it's going to happen.
I don't think it's going to happen. I'm hoping it happens, but I don't think it will.
The way they just did that whole little thing where it's, oh, it's woe is me, it's not going to happen now.
Yeah. Well, like I said, that was
because that's the problem. Because you guys have said can we move on from this with Crow? And I feel like if this is our resolution of it, it was done too quick.
Yeah,
it was.
But that's why we
need to either choose. It either needs to be in the moment, early on, while they were at the house, even though there were apathies would not allowed to have, but right when they leave, there should have been a blow up at Crow.
Yeah.
Or you need to give this more space.
Yeah.
And this sort of in between thing, it just feels.
No, I feel like she either right now should have exploded at him, or in the middle of this next fight, he's gonna be all mopey and be like, "Why should I bother? Why should we bother moving on? Why should I bother helping with this? Because I'm just gonna get one of you killed because I'm bad luck or whatever." And then she's gonna blow up and smack him. She needs to smack him.
But that's not gonna happen because his resolution, the line they used to resolve it was, "When did you kids grow up so fast?"
Yeah, I know. I hate that line. I'm hoping
it's self-realism. He's going to they finally clicked that this is going to be what
I'm hoping that they put that in there and we all are reading it that way, but they didn't mean it that way.
Which is still bad writing.
Yeah.
I agree.
What they need to do is, if they're going to, instead of 2-minute things for 6 characters in one episode, give one episode for each of those segments when you're in a town, so that when they are split apart, that whole episode is focused on just Team Juniper, or just Crow walking around, and then maybe Ruby going to fix him then, or just Oscar's when he's off on his own, or something, versus it being split up for 2-minute segments in a 12-minute show, because then you don't feel like anything ever gets resolved because they just touch on it and then they hand wave it off.
You know what? As much as I think we didn't want it. I think that this season kind of feels like the fans have kind of wanted this, so we're going to try and give it to them, and it didn't work out so far.
Yeah.
Because people didn't want another full, travel to a place season.
Yeah.
But you know what? We kind of needed another full travel to a place season, and then a season that was this. Imagine an episode where the heist was actually a 2-parter, and we followed half the team and then half the team.
Which would have been fantastic.
With each part being individually and flushed out, so that, okay, now this is your plan, and then that segment actually happened, and then this. But they show all right, Blake, you're off. Boom, sure enough, in the woods. Well, what's she supposed to be doing? We don't know.
See, I
know she's just letting them but break down the technical aspects of how she's supposed to be. What's her thing like?
She's good at sabotage.
Well,
White Fang background.
The plan that we saw, we got to. Off camera, Weiss and Grandma Moana took over the ship.
That's it.
Blake ran off to the tower.
After Yang rode her on the bike, and then Yang is sitting on the side of the road by her bike.
And then everyone else is literally standing there.
Why the hell isn't Yang with her?
Because Yang is not stealth and sabotage.
No, but
that is not her strong point.
But she is there to get people out of trouble if something does go wrong.
Which is why she's nearby.
Nearby, but not near enough. Because guess what?
She can't be seen by guards.
To her. Seriously?
She's not. Well, that would tip them off. I know. I get why they did that part. The rest of it, I don't. But the one thing I do understand
is on the main
Blake and Yang.
road, next to her bike on the. Yeah. Why are you here? I'm just sitting here.
Maybe she broke down. I'm just saying. That's the only part of their plan
Pretty
that
sure
actually
she could hide in a shrub.
Kind of makes sense.
They've hidden in shrubs before.
That's true, but that's the only part of the plan that kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
See, what would have been better is if we went with the side quest and a town thing, and the group had to do it before or while Grandma Moana and Weiss were taking the ship.
I want the Home Alone battle plan laid out like this. I would like that.
Would have gone better with the anime bullshit.
Speaking of which, can we talk about the goddamn robot? Because it's terrible.
Yes, it was.
I guess we'll talk about the robot.
Because tad much. Because what the hell do you need a mech like that for to take on
that? And
also the design, because most of the Atlas designs, even from the early seasons, are pretty good.
The Paladin looks look good.
Fine.
Yeah.
I like the security.
Like an Ed 209 kind of. It's fine.
But this thing, with its weird
Judge Dredd looking face.
Thank you. It did remind me of the ABC robots from the Stallone Judge Dredd.
Yeah.
Without a head on it.
Yeah.
And a giant blaster gun.
And the Mega Man.
But it just didn't seem to fit.
Pacific Rim.
I would have been fine if she just launched a bunch of missiles at her or something instead, like a giant missile.
No, that
I can understand.
Honestly,
but
it should have been airships. It should have just been airships.
Well, no, because they had that. That's what you said. It had to be something different than airships.
No, but that's what I'm saying. It should have just been airships.
Yeah, or like
it would have been better.
A giant version
and
of
more
their
fun for them
security mech that they already have.
Yeah, or like honestly, even if they wanted to go with a
they just scaled it up.
They could have, because also they had this whole big reveal thing, and then the shots they chose to use of it didn't make it look that big.
No.
Which is just some poor like shot choice.
The foot looked like the vacuum cleaner from Spaceballs.
It did.
It did. And also like incorporate maybe the whole mountain moves and parts of the mountain are built into the mech.
Yeah.
And like that
cool.
really helps with the scale and trying to make it seem like this big deal.
Well, that's what I thought it was. I'm like, oh my god, this thing is actually part of the mountain. And then
I thought the mountain was gonna like take off into the sky and we were gonna get like a Final Fantasy VIII like battle like.
I was just waiting for like the mountain to just break apart and underneath it's actually all like heavily, Atlas built design and the rock was just concealing it all and then it opened up into a full hangar.
And also, I'm not gonna lie. This is such overkill. Such overkill.
Overkill. First word I wrote down. Can't read it.
Power move
but
is what I wrote.
I wrote overkill mech
because they are children that you're going after.
And again, it's
an old lady.
This all stems from this, Maria and I don't remember Krabby Lady.
I'm calling her Wunsch.
Fine, call her Wunsch. The pain in my ass is what this is. This is just. I don't like talking about the show like this. This whole season started out so good. Train fights and things and new Grim.
You're killing.
Where are the Grim?
You're killing.
Ever since episode 6, there's been not a single Grim around the area or anything that could.
I do have to say, so
we haven't even gone back to Salem's area and seen any Grim.
I'm gonna get. Oh, I have the picture in the other room. All right, I'm gonna tell you about it right now though because it will help maybe make you feel better. So in RWBY Rewind, they take fan requests or they give fan requests and then they show the ones that they want to show.
Yeah.
And they had 2 that I think you'll like. The G-Rex. Oh, it is a Grim T-Rex.
Okay.
2 separate ones that were fan-made that, at least as they said on the show, whether or not this actually happens, I have no idea.
We need a jungle scene, though, instead of snowy.
That would be great. Well, we know we have a jungle-like place.
Vacuo.
Yeah, exactly. But my point is...
Or deserty, but...
No, where
they
the mech came out of, there's a Lost World underground.
Oh, yes.
That's full of dinosaurs. Surprised Ruby's been building the dinosaurs the entire time.
Oh, God.
It would jump the shark so much, I would be on board.
Yeah.
And maybe that's what's underneath that mountain where the mech was. It was guarding
literally what I just said.
I missed that part. I missed the beginning part.
A petrodactyl comes out of nowhere and just starts taking them all out.
Hey, why can't you hear a pterodactyl pee? Because the pee is silent.
Okay, we're trying to be a professional show here with criticisms here. You throw out the 2-year-old jokes.
All right.
Who's the baby?
Just because I'm the youngest one here.
True.
So, since I am grading the episodes as we go along now, and I'm going to backgrade the ones I didn't, so we can see what the average for the season is.
Yes, as we should.
I am giving this episode an F.
Yeah.
I'd give it a D.
It was a tanked episode.
Only because I get some more. Like I am okay with some parts of it more than both of you are. I overall agree though, which is why it's still a D.
My initial reaction was to write down D, and then as we were starting to talk about it, I made it a D minus, and then I made it an F.
Yeah, I saw you cross that.
They didn't even have a landing strategy when they fell out of off the tower. Come on, they hit how many branches on the way down?
I get that Adam didn't. Blake's the one I can't forgive on that.
Yeah.
Her whole thing is being able to move out of herself.
Yeah.
Like, when one of those branches hit, she should have been, boop, this way. I'm good. Like...
It just, or at least, so that their swords were knocked away.
Or at least attempting it.
Yeah, they didn't
She can fail at it because of the situation. Exactly. Yeah. That's fine.
Yeah.
But the fact that they were just like, nah, just...
She's gonna fall now. Because it's emotional.
They didn't get hurt.
I didn't think it was that emotional.
They didn't lose any weapons. They didn't lose any armor. They didn't lose any... Nothing. Nothing that would make that actually... It didn't break their auras.
No.
It didn't do anything. So all it was just them breaking branches on the way down for a long fall. Yes, the branches are there to break their fall, but we've seen them fall from higher distances, even in the second episode.
Yeah. I mean, they got launched across an entire forest.
Right. They fell from a tower, and they
Yep.
took more damage than they did in that. Again, it's stupid little stuff that's bothering me that it's not fun.
But you know what? I do like this over-analysis that you have going on this episode.
It's not fun.
I know it's not fun for you, but it's fun for me. Because I know you. And
I'm
I know
not
how
supposed
much
to be
you
the
love
angry
show.
one.
I know. You love this show. It's great. But I'm proud to see there's another side of it for you.
I think we need to wrap it here, because I'm gonna...
He's going to punch me in 2 seconds.
We'll see what next episode brings.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hopefully something? Some action? Something?
Well, what we're going to get is one of my last notes. It's time for the team to kick ass.
Yes.
And
yes, it is. It's been a while since
I mean
the team
that-
hasn't kicked ass since episode 1.
Yeah, and I mean that in all the possible ways that could go, because I'm ready for it. We've been waiting for it. The team is ready for it.
They haven't
That's
fought since
true.
episode 1.
That's true, because all of the best fights this season so far have been other characters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, like, the Cinder Neo fight is one of the best fights in the show, in my opinion.
Yeah,
and
that was great.
I need some Crescent Rose.
I do too.
Something.
Anywho, so that about does it for this episode. If you'd like to see more of me, you can catch me on 10 Rabid Bears on the Twitch and the social bits. Also on Heroes Play on this channel as well.
You can find me on Facebook under True Facts, or on Instagram at True_Facts. Nope. True Facts _TM. It's been a while since I posted there, but I'm going to start doing that again.
I'm only here. Sorry.
Yeah.
He's also on my streams on Twitch, so
Yeah.
sometimes, most of the time.
And all of us are on Heroes Play.
Yes.
Very true. Which hopefully that'll be coming back soon too.
Yes. Watch for
Indeed.
that.
Yeah, that'll be on our Aqua Games social bits, which is pretty much only Twitter and Instagram and Facebook.
Mhm.
AKWL games.
Basically only the big 3 ones.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the ones, that,
the
are
ones
important.
that people look at
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
view most of the time. Yeah.
But thank you guys for watching, and until next time, keep your smiley face up.
I only got 1 finger from this episode. I'm sorry.
January 26th. I'm waiting for them to all turn around and be like, you know what? Fuck you.
Just put them on magnets.
Should have done that. That would have been good. You can take them off the base if you wanted.
Make sure like
Keep them
Well,
walking around.
Well, you need to get, like, each character who's an active player, and then, like, if they're in a fight and they get taken out, you just, like...
Just like
I
throughout the episode, we're gonna just like mime what's going on screen.
I would have actually flipped the thing, but then we would have to deal with what happened if it landed, like,
Yeah, please
on the other
don't.
side of the table.
Yeah.
pick up and you'll grab it and stuff.
It's real handy actually because they kind of block this now
Like,
That does work.
pretty well.
I was
you
gonna,
see
I was
it,
gonna say,
but-
like, very much, like, kinda.
This bothers me.
That liquid refreshment of the small hills.
Yes. Like,
That's better. No, a little more. There we go. Seriously? This is why we can't have nice things.
Park cat. though, you know?
Now we're doing this? No!
Park cat.
Why are they not
Because
together
you
now?
can't. One black-haired ruby and one
But
auburn-haired
now,
ruby.
but now Blake and the White Fang are not together.
Yes, but you have season 1 ruby versus season. All right, movie, show, thing.
It's gonna be airship.
Yeah.
You're right.
Heist. Oh, look, you can see your face. Triangle hats. Oh god, they're back.
They are Tweedledee and Tweedledum.
Devastated when we heard you would be attending Beacon.
Please tell me Ruby's in the suitcase.
Knowing that she'll be returning to Atlas just warms my old heart.
Great.
It was
it's a suitcase of holding. The whole part is in it.
Well, we know we can fit this Y in a tube.
As long as it's less than 10 cubic feet, right?
I forgot about Spy. Like, completely. That
That
was the initial anime bullshit.
I love Spy, though. But we haven't seen them pretty
Oh,
much
those
since
two are
then.
going with her.
Allow me to assist you with
Oh,
your
God.
bag. What a heavy bag.
That's alright.
Nonsense. Allow
You're
me
up.
to assist as well.
I can take care of it by myself. Just like we practiced.
I watched a
Supersonic!
semblance.
Supersonic crying.
I miss you so much.
Yep.
Like, who decided that that was totally appropriate?
Squaresoft.
We're on board.
Oh my god, Grandma Moana.
Well, I'll watch her.
It's Grandma Moana.
The second Weiss is out of range of the comm tower, that'll mean she's out of range of the radar too.
And that's what Blake says it. We're almost at the drop-off.
Wait, where's Blake? Oh, okay.
Remember, one, the radar box is separate from the rest of the communications equipment. So if you disconnect it properly,
They're gonna
you'll
knock
only
out
have comms
the
to the rest of the
communication.
city.
Oh my god.
Two, this conversation never happened.
Don't worry. This isn't the first time I've disabled Atlas security.
That's
Never happened.
This is gonna end poorly. This
Well,
is what's
the
gonna
train.
allow the attack.
More intruders means we're more likely to be seen. Besides,
Watch Adam
that
show up.
isn't exactly your,
another train sequence. It's gonna be an airship this
You're
time.
great, and I'll hurry back. Go.
Go. Oh, did she have a spring in her
Getting
step?
it on foot? Won't be long.
Yes, it's all going to plan.
Oh dear God, he didn't make a plan, did he? He is the strategist.
Roger.
Sorry. Yes, official.
Why do you have to get a mummy shirt?
I don't know. I like Oscar's new look.
It's like
Yeah.
bandages.
Maybe he's injured. All right, they're out of comm range.
Miss Lee, for your own safety, we must request the traitor.
Traitor!
This parachute won't excuse you of your treachery.
Oh dear God.
Oh,
Jesus.
I was hoping he would just fall.
And you're sure you can fly this, Missy?
So,
Why is she in battle gear?
so Mama Moana's
Huntress of our generation, don't you understand?
scythes are named
Right.
Life and Death.
But your eyes.
I'm curious which one she has.
Oh God, she's
Sensor data.
You
Oh,
were saying
she's directly hacked
that
into
you
the.
said your eyes were in desperate need of repair. But
The size of her head is like the size of like Weiss's entire upper torso.
back in coverage. Nope, gone.
all right, guys, this is it. Blake, you're up. Blake?
Yeah.
Yay? What's going on?
I don't know.
Man, we've got something on radar.
Weird.
And who would be foolish enough to enter our airspace unannounced?
Apparently, us, ma'am.
Ah.
Manta 5-1, this is Argus Base. We see you've circled back. What's your status? Over.
Why can they see us? Somebody dropped the ball. Don't worry. I've worked with Atlas forces before. I know their jargon.
Oh dear God.
Argus Base, this is Manta 5-1. Feel free to get off. Thought we were going to scrub due to FOD, but we're back up and green across the board. Over.
Manta 5-1, return to base immediately or you will be treated as hostile. Over.
I thought you said you knew their jargon!
Jargon was fine, but our pilots aren't elderly women.
Yeah.
Well, they got me there. Whew, my mind really is
What I want to know is,
Why would you kids let me fly this thing?
Calavera, you and those insolent children are up to something, aren't you?
You want to undermine my authority? If you don't return my ship this instant, I will make an example out of you. I'm
From the radar, sir.
Meister Butler.
She's eating cashews.
That's the sound of me not caring! Ruby, we're in trouble. Order's onto us, and Maria isn't helping.
Why is the radar still up?
We don't know. Blake isn't responding.
What do we do?
Keep the ship in one piece.
going to get her.
Maybe we should fly over to help Ying and Blake first?
Damn it.
is going to scramble our fighters. We've got maybe 90 seconds before they're in the air and all over Weiss and Maria. This is all my fault.
What are you talking about? Your semblance?
Every choice I've ever made has led me here, and it dragged you along with me. Us, myself, the others. We're responsible for the mess the world's in now. I shouldn't have come. Shouldn't have let any of you come. What was I thinking?
Can we get over the self-doubt, please?
We're all in this together, and we're all going to do the best we can. That's all anyone can do. And I know it's what you've always aimed for. We would have come whether or not you'd let us, so stop talking like we're your responsibility. We're not. But we could still use Crow Bronwyn on our side.
How did you grow up so fast?
I had good role models.
Guys?
She's not sending fighters.
Missiles? What is this?
My gun's bigger than yours. Giant mech. Giant mech.
Yep. I see a foot.
Yep.
Oh, it's
And-
a crossover for their new show.
Yeah.
Backdoor pilot.
It's a vacuum cleaner. They're coming from Suck to Blow. Let's see. We're gonna take out the entire mountain to launch this thing.
That's Snow Island.
That's my wife.
Clearly the people have forgotten that they live in
Oh, when do we get to Tron?
Is Corbin piloting that?
Oh dear God.
Consider this a reminder.
Overkill.
Oh, it has a nuclear reactor in its arm. When did this become anime Pacific Rim?
Bill, how many episodes back was anime bullshit written down?
2.
Well, it was also last episode. 2 was the first show of it, though.
All Atlas personnel stand by and watch how your leader maintains order.
Need a crate of bananas.
It's time you ask yourselves, children. Do you truly wish to defy me?
Yeah.
Hurry back, Weiss. I need you on the ground if we're gonna take this thing down.
Why is the radar we don't know. What's the funny?
Dead people.
Yep, they're already there. White Fang is already there. Yep.
Yeah.
It's nice to finally have time to ourselves, don't you think?
So we did ditch the mask.
Leave me alone!
No, he's got a different.
Now it's gonna.
So long.
But he ditched the white fang.
To be away from them.
Yeah.
Oh, still using the semblance. No, he's
Why
alright.
did you have to come into my life and ruin everything?
You
Is that horns?
stalked me across
Yeah, he's a bull.
Canada. I don't want anything
Taurus.
to do with your life.
I knew the reference, but I never noticed the horns. This is like
The
the first
mask
time.
made it really hard to see. Like,
Yeah.
a lot of his, they blend in with his hair a lot.
Yeah.
They are much easier to see. Why is he having highlights?
Whoops. Show us your exit strategy.
Ow.
Your landing strategy.
There was no landing
None.
strategy.
None.
No landing strategy.
Also, last time they met, didn't Blake take him out like a chump?
Let go.
I don't remember actually.
Do it for yourself.
Just forget it all. Is that what you did to me? You just threw our memories
Is
away?
that just a cloth?
Yeah.
I let you go once already, Blake. I'm never making that mistake again.
Stalker. Yep.
No?
No, end of episode.
Mother trucker!
Yep. Oh yeah, look at that concept art.
Except that one looks better.
That was
Yeah.
the head.
They only had 4 of the 5 lions. They couldn't make the head. No.
Yeah, it could make. Oh, concept art for baby.
Or Mega baby bigger than Mom.
Yeah, baby is bigger than Mom. That's what's gonna fight the mech.
Nah!
That's the baby's semblance.
That was the Sonic cry.
I thought it was too.
They only had 14 out of the 15 vehicle Voltrons, and they couldn't form the head.
Yep.
Someone was taking a shit.
Yep. That's all it takes.
Boulders.
Boulders.
Cover, jut up. Rock wall. Rock entire.
Okay.
It's
very important. Tree height is 30 feet.
Foot.
Right.
Okay. So if tree height is 30 feet,
The mechas.
mecha thing doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't at all.
No. Also, it didn't really. The water's really not that deep along the coastline edge there.
That's not
It was
good.
only-
All right. We good?
No. No.